What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York, calling from the quarantine zone again. And this time we are here with Dakota of Another Day Dawns. Thanks for being here today, man. It's great to have you here.
Of course, man. Thanks for having time for me today. It means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to talk to you because I really enjoyed the Stranger EP, and now we got a couple new singles out. One of them being "Look at You." Is that maybe a good representation of like what the full length Another Day Dawns album is going to sound like, or is that just one tip of the iceberg?
I'd say it's just one tip of the iceberg. We got done recording Strangers, and it was just kind of every song was just kind of like in your face, heavy, heavy, like "Forget Me Not" and everything. And we're kind of just like let's kind of not like so much of a curveball, but let's just take it back a little bit and let's still not have simple, because the guys, they don't like playing simple stuff, which I can understand. So they like being a little bit artsy, which is cool because I always have the hooks for like the chorus and the melodies and the verses and stuff. So they're doing their own thing, man. And then they brought me a piece like that, and I'm like, it's definitely like Dance Gavin Dance, like slash like Issues vibes, kind of. It's more alternative punky stuff rather than just straight up, like I said, rather than Korn or Slipknot, what we've usually been writing. So it's definitely a little bit fresher of a sound, I'd say, for us coming out.
I would say and from what you were just telling me, it feels like contrast is almost like the word to define your band in a way. To have like technical players, but then have a vocalist that like delivers the hooks that kind of
Yeah.
has more sensitive capabilities and stuff. So is it fair to
Yeah.
say that everybody in the band has like different inspirations and stuff?
Yeah, you got our drummer, of course, Neil Peart, Rush, everything, and then our guitar player is like Slipknot, like all the heavy stuff, and then we even throw like our bass player is funky and listening to like rap and stuff. So it's like everybody's everywhere, all over the place.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
this is kind of like us throwing dice down the steps, and this is what we come out with.
Yeah. Well, I think that's better than everybody in the band liking the same artists, right? Because like nothing is
Yeah.
worse than like, oh, let me guess what your favorite bands are. The bands you sound exactly alike.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm not a fan of that stuff, man. You gotta be you gotta surprise the fans every now and then.
Does the way that a song structure like it comes into play? Does that happen with like a preconceived idea? You mentioned you wanted to take things a little bit back for the next Another Day Dawns album. Was that like a preconceived idea, or are there ever ideas that are just kind of like a spur of the moment?
Honestly, man, most of the stuff that we do is always last second, spur of the moment stuff, and we feel that's the kind of stuff that we do the best on. We do so well buckling under pressure. Um, it's like it's crazy. We do this whole quarantine. I should say this year and a half, maybe almost 2 years of not playing out. Um, you're getting forced to write by management, by labels, everything else, getting forced to do this. You kind of don't. You got a gun in your head. You kind of don't really want to do stuff that you're getting forced to do. So then it's almost like, all right, guys, we're at the end of quarantine. You guys got maybe about 2-3 months until these festivals, and right then and there, boom, we start fucking piling out these songs like boom, 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 boom. So it's almost once we got a smaller little wiggle room to work with, that's when we somehow clutch it and come out with hit after hit after hit, and it's always the pressure stuff. And I'd say we definitely wanted to change the stuff up. We didn't want to keep sounding like "Forget Me Not" or sounding like the other stuff. So I'd say we definitely thought about doing something like this for a long time. But again, it doesn't mean every song is going to sound like "Look at You" either. We don't want to do like a Bring Me the Horizon where they do a full 380 of their sound. It's just we like keeping our sound open for, we could tour with this band when they come by, we could tour with this band when they come by. You know what I mean? Almost like a Day to Remember, kind of just all these different genres into one.
Well, you mentioned Dance Gavin Dance earlier. I remember in 2015 they were opening for Upon a Burning Body on the All Star tour, and now they're doing a tour right now, and they're literally selling out arenas. So
Yeah,
I think they have
that's what I was saying. That
yeah. So
I dig that.
yeah, it's interesting to see on how like evolution sort of comes into play. And you mentioned like the sort of last minute pressure thing. I mean, my friend is a vocalist, and he would like be in the studio with his friends like tracking this stuff, and he would be like, "Man, I got to do vocals tomorrow. I should probably write something." So, you know,
Yeah, I've been there a couple times, man.
yeah. What if you, God forbid, come up with an artist block during that pressuring time if there's like a time limit? Or does the time limit prevent that?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because it's almost like you need something to happen, or else you're really fucked. So it's like you need it to happen, or else, oh, all right, you're done, you're gone.
Yeah.
So I've never been so far. I've never happened. Luckily, we've never happened yet. We're like, all right, you're done. We just keep writing. Luckily, so much.
Yeah. Has there ever been a time where maybe like lyrics actually influence the sound of the music, or have you always needed to hear the music before lyrics come into play?
Yeah, man. Actually, this one for "Look at You." I remember when the guys showed me, it was just the chorus or something. It was like such a dramatic like drop from them being fancy and doing licks. It was just like such a like a hit point. I remember when Nick hit the snare on the drums, the lyrics came right then and there. Like I never heard the song before, didn't do anything like that. Everything fell into place for the chorus now. Not the whole song, but I'm saying for the chorus, I came up with the melody, came up with the words and the lyrics right then and there. And I kind of told the guys, listen, this is how I know that when we write a song, it's good. Like we did with Taste of Heaven, we did with Beautiful Suicide, Forget Me Not, everything else. It just came like that. It's just kind of good songs almost write themselves in a way, if that makes any sense. But it's as soon as they played that chorus, I had those words and melody lined up, and I told them, listen, this is what the song is gonna sound like. And they're all like, we fuck with this. We like this a lot. I'm like, yeah.
You,
It's really cool how it came out.
you took your stance. You took your stance.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
you
like, listen, this song, I could see the song being really, really emotional, but yet really crowd moving at the same time. And that's so far how it's been when we play these festivals.
do you want lyrics to be open to interpretation, or do you want the listener to be maybe engaged into seeing things from your point of view?
Yeah, I definitely like the open interpretation. Now, for the music video, we kind of made it pretty cut and simple, relationship, whatnot, but it definitely has a little bit more meaning to it that I prefer. I like the listener having rather than, going through what experience I was going through.
Yeah, of course. Could maybe somebody else's perception on a song almost like change, like add context to the song, or maybe even help change a little bit of your perspective on it? Maybe see it differently once people interpret it.
Yeah, definitely. I've already heard people come up and say what the song means to them, and I've already felt like, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't think of it like that, because I'm thinking, looking at it as you're looking at somebody that you've been in love with for the past however long, and they're not themselves anymore. They're kind of just blank face on them. They're kind of in one ear out the other, and it's kind of like talking to a wall. Kind of that's for me. But I had people come to me saying it was kind of like talking to parents, or it was kind of talking to friends, losing friends, and I'm like, okay, I could relate to that as well. So
Yeah. Well, when people say that like a song is based on a relationship, I feel like that's such a vague statement to say nowadays because a lot of
yeah,
people are going to assume it's romantic, but it could be anything. It could be with a best friend, it could be with a colleague, it could be with a bandmate.
exactly.
So like when you just say it's about a relationship, I mean that's just really it's basically a song about an interaction you had with fellow mankind.
Yep, exactly.
And do you find it easier to maybe come up with ideas when you're the company of your other bandmates, or isolation being the fuel for creativity being what it is? Do you prefer to maybe write lyrics or even help with the music when you're more alone in your own element?
Definitely. I'd say for the in that moment to get a fresh start of the song when we're just all four of us are chilling in a room and waiting to hear something like to play. That's when I like being involved with all the guys. Just for melodies because at the first couple times of me singing something, I'm gonna hum the melody. I don't even really have words yet. So I'll just start humming something or start singing something, a melody, and the rest of the guys can hear it a little bit. And then after practice and that week after, before we have hit the road and whatnot, I'll start working on it in my head. I'll start working on it in the shower and stuff like that. And then by the time it's studio time, I'll have the guys won't even hear from me about the song, and then I'll have all my stuff done, pretty much.
I'd imagine inspiration strikes at some of the most inconvenient times as well.
It does, man. There's been so many times sometimes I like to keep a journal here next to me. As so many times I wake up and I've had a song already on my head, just from dreaming. So you never know when it hits you.
Yeah. Well, a teacher I had who's a writer, he says that he always keeps his computer that he types on right next to his nightstand because he likes to drift into dreams. And then as soon as
Mm-hmm.
dreams are over, he goes right into writing. Like he doesn't even like once his eyes are open, he just goes right into the creative process.
Uh-huh. Yeah, dude, you never know. I feel like those sometimes I feel like they're leading you to something. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. In terms of the full length album, because of this sort of like new direction that you're taking with the band, is there going to be any remnants of what we heard off of Stranger? It's not going to be a complete 180, or are you trying to really evolve so much that like you? I don't want to say you look at it with disdain, but you kind of don't want to really go backwards.
No, I mean we got some songs in our category that are if not heavier than what we did on Stranger. You know, it's just for right now this single, we wanted to stand out because we didn't hear for now we don't hear anybody like that on the radio. You know, it's usually always underground music or like we said, Dance Gavin Dance, but they don't really get too much radio love or anything. You know, so it's kind of we wanted something like that to come out for the younger crowd, and then we still got the stuff to tour with Motionless in White once we get offered.
Yeah, of course. Do you and I'd imagine too that you've played with like a variety of different bands too, and you do you kind of like adjust your set list depending on like the tours that you're on.
Yeah, definitely, man. We just got done with Atreyu for a few weeks, and that was pretty sick. That was a lot of fun. That was a little bit of the younger crowd, and again, they dug "Look at You" a lot and our heavier stuff. And then we're gonna go out again for these festivals, and these festivals, you kind of gotta look around the crowd, you know, see what you see more of, younger or older. And then I'm sure we're gonna fix up a set list right now. I think we go off to Rebel Rock, Kentucky sometime. Actually, we leave this week, so we're gonna have to see what's going on in Kentucky.
Yeah, Louder Than Life is
Yeah,
happening too.
yeah, Louder Than Life, not Rebel Rock. Yeah, I got those mixed up, but
Yeah, and that's gonna be insane. I was at Louder Than Life in 2019, and
how was that?
it was the hottest I've ever been in my life. I think it was like 107 degrees one of those days, and not exaggerating, it was like that. But oh my god, that lineup was epic. The show was great. I did like 30 interviews. Like, it was
Hell yeah!
it was pretty sick, and yeah, a
Are
great
you going
lineup.
down again?
I can't make it this year, sadly. Something came up, but it's gonna look like an
Okay.
awesome festival, and I'm excited for you guys. And opening up for Atreyu, I mean, because Atreyu's sound has also had a lot of evolution to it when you look at their early metalcore days to like their newest
Yeah, man.
offerings now. So it almost seems like the Atreyu tour was like a match made in heaven for you guys, right?
It was pretty cool. I wasn't too familiar with the work. My guitar player was more of a fan than them, but again, he was a fan with the Screamer. So this is my first time ever seeing them, and they didn't have the Screamer with them or nothing. So it was definitely more, a little bit more chilled back music rather than screaming,
Yeah,
which I was shocked.
your first time with Atreyu was like the beginning of the new era of Atreyu as well, and their
Yeah,
last album
I
was
didn't
pretty
know.
fun.
The fans were kind of 50-50 on that. I didn't know what was going to happen
Yeah,
because you got the people that missed the guy that screams, and people are pits, and then you got them singing "Hold My Hand" or something. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I saw them with their every time I've seen them, it was with their former screamer, and I mean, they spawned some violent pits there. But I'm excited to see what they do next. I've always said Atreyu is like Avenged Sevenfold in a way, how they had their like underground metalcore following, and now they're fucking playing arenas. So,
Hell yeah, hell yeah, man! That was a great time.
yep. And the final question I wanted to ask you is: you guys are currently still based out of Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
So
do. We say Scranton, Pennsylvania, but there's about two of us in Scranton and two of us in like Jim Thorpe, Allentown
okay.
area.
But in terms of the scene, because I've interviewed August Burns Red, I've interviewed Rivers of Nile, all great bands that have been taking off from there. As a lot of people know, Code Orange has been taking off from there, and it just seems like
Oh yeah.
Pennsylvania has always had just a great happening scene. And those are just the three bands I was able to name off the top of my head. But like, was there kind of like a current scene that you guys are very active in, and like around Scranton, as you say, or is the goal for another day dawns to just to get the hell out of your state lines?
Um, I want to say there was a little bit of a incentive because we're really good. The radio stations that helped bring out some of the bands, so like Hailstorm and Breaking Benjamin and even Motionless, stands behind us, which is 97.9X, and Scranton, which is their like the real big metal and rock station, and they're the ones that kind of get behind all the bands that they believe in, and we're honored to be for them to stand behind us. We turn on 97 and we hear them playing our stuff all the time. You hear them pumping us up, and it's just really it's good to have. So I feel I don't know. I lost my train of thought where I was going.
No, just about the
Well,
current scene in Pennsylvania.
the current scene, yeah, but it was. I'd say there's somewhat of a scene. You know, there used to be one a little bit ago before this COVID really hit, but now there's a bunch of cover bands, which isn't it's not in the mock at. You know, we started out as a cover band when we were 12 or 13, and then
What were you
after a while though,
covering?
you kind of just hit a wall of we want to be something bigger, something better.
Yeah.
You know,
What were you covering
and then
back in the day?
we were covering, man. We were covering some Pearl Jam. We were covering some Doors. We were covering a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers. We were kids at that point. We had the dads picking all the songs out.
What's the best Red
So
Hot
it
Chili
was
Peppers album?
best Chili Peppers album. I'm not the one to ask about the Chili Peppers. I'm not the fan. It's the drummer and guitar player are. But
All right. Well, if you really want
I
to,
would definitely say the one where the guitar player is in, not where he left the band, because I heard the one left and came back, but they need that guy. I can't think of his
John
name.
Frusciante.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you really want to trigger your guitar player and drummer, tell them that the guy interviewing you today picks Californication over Blood Sugar Sex Magic. I might have earned myself a
definitely
bunch
will.
of dislikes on this video as a result of it, but I don't care. Unpopular opinion, but I'll just say that right now.
Dude, stick with it, man. Stick with it.
Yep.
You gotta stick with it.
So before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Is there just anything else you would like to promote for Another Day at Dawns? I know you're hitting up Louder Than Life Festival, but what else could we be expecting in terms of the full-length album?
We're gonna be full-length album, probably not for a little bit yet. You know, probably not until we get signed. That's honestly, we're just gonna be sticking out to a few more singles. I think that's what we got up our sleeve a little bit. But around end of November, beginning of November, we're gonna be announcing another tour. So make sure you stick around. Know for that. And then, like I said, our festivals, we got Louder Than Life, Rebel Rock, and I know we got probably one or two more. So just check out our Facebook and our Instagrams.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Another Day Dawns. Check out the latest single, Look at You, and check out the Strangers EP if you haven't already. This is Alex from Heavy New York, and we will see you next time.